I deconstructed from Pentecostal religion about 25 years ago now. Or at least that's when it started, but we didn't have TikTok or YouTube. We had Student Ghetto in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And I went on to school to study world religions and the Bible as literature. And I deconstructed out of Jesus and the Bible altogether. I was an atheist too. I was in love with the mindless forces behind classical physics and quantum mechanics. So when I say I came around the long way to believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ, you can believe me. You can know for yourself that what I'm about to tell you is true. All you gotta do is go look. The Bible repeats itself and people don't understand just how much. Every story in the Old Testament is the revelation of Jesus Christ told behind a veil. In the same way that Harry Potter is the same story as Luke Skywalker, is the same story as Neo, is the same story as Name One. It's the hero's journey, you see. Pseudo-intellectuals will disagree with me, but the hero's journey is the only story that can even be told. It's the only story we tell, and why is that? It's the only story that there is. It's the only story that makes any logical sense as a story at all. There's one formula for telling a story. Sure, there might be variations on that story, and the hero's journey might be the anti-hero's journey. There is an antichrist in every one of those stories, isn't there? Furthermore, we could go beyond literature and talk about how history repeats this exact same story over and over and over again. About every 4 generations, but even more than that, it repeats on a larger scale throughout history as well. It's the same story as the rise of a village, and the same story as a city, and the same story as a nation, or the same story as an empire. The story is scalable. And this is why all the other religions seem to mimic Christianity, or Christianity seems to mimic these older religions. There's only one story, folks. It's the same exact story that the earth tells every year. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. You must be born again. Spring. A full moon will wane until it's a dead moon, and then it'll wax again. The sun and the astrology, they tell the exact same story in their movements in the sky. It's a calendar. A calendar for everything. The story scales all the way down to the atoms and the particles. It scales all the way up to the galaxies and the universe itself. The stars and the galaxies also go through the cycle of life. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. And if a star explodes just right, according to the science anyway, it ends up being a more powerful, brighter version of itself. You must be born again, and that story I told you about the star is the same story that the caterpillar knows if he makes a cocoon and crawls in it. The caterpillar dies, it is no more, but it's a butterfly now. The story in the Bible repeats because it is the story of everything, and you can know it is true because it is the story of everything. Every single recipe in the cookbook is the hero's journey. I dare you to try to prove that one wrong. Just name the chicken breast Luke Skywalker, and chicken parm, he's a Jedi now. The gospel is the truest story told on absolute repeat, and there is nothing that fails to tell it.